Today I'm going to solve this problem. Contains duplicate. This problem is in easy category. So first of all, let's read out this problem. Given an integer array nums, that means we will get an integer array. The array variable will be nums. Return true if any value appears at least twice in the array, and return false if every element is distinct. Distinct means unique. So what I am saying here, we will get an integer array. There will be some elements, of course, and if we get the same element more than once, I mean if we get the same element at least twice, then we have to return false. But if that doesn't happen, that means every element is distinct, or you can say unique. I mean we won't find an element more than once. Only then we have to provide false, that we are not getting any element more than once, or you can say that we are not getting any element at least twice. All elements are unique, like that. Let's head over to our example. First example, nums 1 2 3 1. In this integer array we are getting 4 elements, 1 2 3 and 1, and we can see that we are getting 1 more than 1. We are getting 1 2 times. So that according to the condition given in the question, we have to return true, because we have got at least one element at least twice. We are getting 1 2 times, at least twice. The condition suffices, and therefore we have to return true. Now let's head over to our second example. Now if I consider the example 2, then we see that we have got 4 elements in this nums integer array, and all of the elements are unique. That means we are getting each element only once. We are getting 1 for one time, we are getting 2 for only one time, we are getting 3 for only one time, and we are also getting 4 only for one time. That means all of the elements in this array are unique, or you can say distinct. So according to our condition, we would return false, like this. And if I check the example 3, then we are also getting an array here, and we are getting how much element? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. All right, we are getting 10 elements here, but we can definitely say that we are getting at least one element more than one time, or you can say we are already getting at least one element which is here at least twice, like this. Let's say for 1 we are getting 1 3 times, we are getting 3 1, we are getting 3 2 times, we are getting 4 1 2 times. Sorry, we are also getting 3 3 times, we are getting 2 2 times. It doesn't matter how many elements we are getting more than one or at least 2 times. We have to ensure that if we get at least one element more than one time, I mean if we get at least one element which is present here at least twice time, we have to return true. Otherwise we need to return false. Only that's the case here. So as for now, I'm going to solve it using Java programming language, but of course you can use any other programming language you want, because the concepts are completely the same. All right. So you can see that we are getting an integer array. The name of the array is nums, and what I can do, first of all, I will simply rearrange the array. I mean rearrange all the elements in the array in a sorted order. Let's say I want to sort it in ascending order. Then I don't have to count each of them. Like I am taking 1 and I need to count rest of the elements to see if one is matching with others. By doing that, I can identify whether I am getting an element only one time or more than one time, or you can say at least twice. But I don't need to do that if I simply sort the entire array, because if I sort the entire array, then I can easily compare one number with the rest of the number, so that I can understand whether the number here is only one time or more than one time. Okay, so for that I can use the sort function, arrays dot sort the name of the array. In this case it would be nums, and I will use a for loop integer I equal to, well, no, I won't initialize the value of I starting from 0. I will start it from 1. Why is that? I will explain it later. And I should be less than nums dot length, and I would increment 1 by 1. And now I will simply check the condition. Now let me clarify why I used I equal 1 as the initial value here, because I will check whether nums I equal nums I minus 1, only then I will return true, because I have got at least an integer element which appears at least twice. So according to the question, I should return true like this, and else I should return false. Now let's see, if I would have started the value of I starting from 0, then I should check it like this: if nums I equal nums I plus 1. But what about the last element of the array? Suppose the last element of the array is, let's see, suppose the last index number of the array is 5. All right, so we would need to use the if condition like this: if nums I equal nums I plus 1. But if the last index of the array is already 5, then we can't compare it to index number 6, because index number 6 is not present in this array at all. Okay, if index 6 is not present in the array, then how can we compare it to index number 6? We can't do that. So we are starting the starting value of I from 1, and we are iterating it until we reach the end of the integer array, and we are comparing it like this. As I have started from 1, I have index 0, I have at least one element. Of course I have one element in index 0, right? So I am comparing index 1 with index 0, index 1 with index 0, index 2 with index 1, index 3 with index 2, index 4 with index 4 with index 3, index 5 with index 4, like this. So in that way I won't reach this type of conclusion where I need to compare an element with a null element. You can say it otherwise, because if the last index is 5, we can't compare it to index 6. All right, but if the last index is 5, we can compare it to index 4, like this, right? So we don't need to face that type of complexity here. So I guess it should work. Let's see by running this code. Oops, I have got an error, missing return statement. Oops, I need to change it. I don't need to use else here, because if we get only one element which appears at least twice, then we would return true. Otherwise, what we would return, we would simply return false, like this. If I'm not mistaken, then it should work. Let's see. All right, now let's submit this code as well, and here you go, successful. Now don't worry about the source code, because I have already provided the source code in this description box. You can get the source code directly from there. Now if you want, you can follow me in GitHub, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so on. I'll put all of the link in this video's description box. I'll see you in the next